Hey guys, if it looks like I just woke up, it's because I did. And I'm gonna get an early start on the garden this morning. I'm gonna show you how I harvest our lettuce and kale. So let's go on outside and I'll show you our garden. Oh, just listen to the birds. So on this top tier here, I got a few things planted. I've got some chamomile flowers. And then here is the watermelon, and the little water thing for this is broken, so we need to water it by hand.
Where's it gonna water?
Right there. So Faye's gonna do that, and then we got some strawberry plants. We actually have strawberries on here.
Do they strawberries?
No. Look at those little strawberries. I think some of them might be ready to pick. We've got a big one here. This is the biggest one. It's not that big, but it's big. Wonder if we need to pick it. I put a little fork to keep it up from getting on the ground so the ants wouldn't get it. But the leaves here are turning like this light greenish yellow, and I think from what I've done on research, it's a shortage of iron, or an iron deficiency. So I put iron on it and we'll see if they come back. Some yellow squash, I had to plant those multiple times for them to come up. They finally did. And then my zucchini plants here are doing really good. We've got some flowers coming up, so we'll get some zucchini real soon.
I'm watering the strawberries.
And then I've got some little sunflowers here. They don't seem to be growing very fast. I don't know if they're getting enough water. We've got some pickles and cucumbers here. We've got cantaloupe and some more watermelon. And then we've got some corn, lots of beans. This year we've got some purple beans in there mixed throughout. So I had to plant a couple times for them all to come up. Hopefully I have enough to can. And then here's all our lettuce and kale. And we've got peppers, carrots, and tomato. We have purple, Roma, and beefsteak. I like to do this early in the morning before it gets too hot. That way my lettuce won't wilt before I can get it washed and put away. I usually just take a pair of kitchen scissors and just cut off each of the heads of lettuce. Sometimes I'll also use a knife, but I just find it's easiest to use some scissors. It's best to pick this before it gets too hot in the season, because then the lettuce starts to get quite bitter. And also you want to make sure you pick it before it goes to seed, because once it goes to seed, then it's pretty bitter. I try to do this every couple days. That way we can have a fresh supply of lettuce, because if I do too much at one time, it'll go bad in the refrigerator before we can eat it all. When we plant our lettuce, we like to plant in sections at a time. That way we don't have a bunch of lettuce all ready at once. I'm also going to pick the kale. I'm just going to pull it off with my fingers instead of with the scissors, because I can pull it off the big stems. I like to pick the leaves before they get too big, or else the bugs start laying the eggs on the big ones. So I'm just going to pick the smaller ones, and I do this every couple days. We love putting kale in our smoothie, so I want to make sure that I have the kale to last all summer. The chickens absolutely love kale and they go crazy for it, so I try to give them a handful of it every day. I'm going to spray out the sink with some disinfectant spray just to make sure it's all nice and clean. Let that sit for a little while, and then I'm going to rinse it out really good. Now this is our laundry room up here. If you've seen my other videos, you might recognize this. Our kitchen is not functioning at the time of this video, and I did not have a sink down there, so I've just been doing everything up here. So I'm just going to start filling it up with cold water and put the plug down so that way the lettuce can kind of soak. You want to make sure it's cold water because the lettuce will kind of start wilting, so you want to make sure it's really cold. And then I'm gonna just go through and rinse each leaf and break it off of the stems that are larger, try to get rid of any bugs that are on there. That's kind of why I like to let it soak and let the sink fill up as I do this. So I'm putting the freshly washed lettuce over to my right on a towel on the counter, and then to my left here in this bin, I'm just putting the extra stem pieces and any bad pieces on the lettuce and any bugs that I find that are still alive crawling around. Soaking the lettuce in cold water and washing it really helps to keep that lettuce nice and crisp till you can get it in the refrigerator. And it also helps loosen the bugs, so there'll be a lot of bugs floating in the water here. And I just really like to get rid of those bugs, so that's why I wash each individual piece to make sure I just get rid of all of those bugs, and then also to keep the lettuce nice and crisp. Look at all this beautiful lettuce. So now I just let it sit for a little bit to let it air dry, and then I'm gonna put it in the salad spinner with my little helper here. She loves spinning lettuce. So we're gonna dry it off as much as possible, and then we'll go ahead and bag it up and stick it in the refrigerator. Now I normally put it in containers because I don't like to use bags because, you know, that's just wasteful. But I am going to just go ahead and use bags today because my fridge is kind of full and I need it to be able to fit in my crisper drawer. Faith saw me pick off a bad spot that I missed, so of course she had to start tearing the lettuce. She loves helping king salads and tearing them up, so that's kind of what she was doing, so I had to kind of redirect her and tell her that we wanted to keep them whole and put them in the bags. I'm going to continue washing the kale now, so I'm going to refill the sink with some cold water, let the leaves soak as I go through and inspect each of them and rinse them off. Just make sure there's no bugs or eggs on them because as the leaves get bigger, the bugs lay eggs. This leaf here had a huge cluster of eggs and bugs. You can see them on here and they do not wash off. So I'm just going to take this whole thing and put it in the bucket to give to my chickens. I'm going to continue looking through, getting rid of any areas that have bugs or eggs, and just get these all nice and clean and lay them on my clean towel to kind of dry. I like to remove the big thick stems from the kale, so I'll just grab the leaves and just kind of slide it down along the stem and it comes off real easily. And then I'll take that and give that part to my chickens and freeze the leaves for smoothies. I'll leave the small stems, but the big ones I like to take off. I I cram all this kale into one bag because it's just gonna go in the freezer for smoothies. Then we have the kale scraps we can throw out to the chickens, and then they don't really like lettuce, so I'm just gonna put this one in the compost. So this is our compost bin here, and it's not very full because we already emptied it out this spring. You can see we've got eggshells, veggie scraps, lots of stuff in there. Makes really good compost. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this garden video. Let me know down in the comments down below what is in your garden. I'd love to hear from you guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.